Welcome to the fish room, where I keep all the fish, and they're cute. It's time for an update on the baby Bettas. I don't know why I had to make a song. I'm sorry for all your ears, but hello, and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. I don't feel like being on camera today, so we're just gonna look at fish, but I actually think that is a win for the whole universe because, let's be real, you guys wanna see my fish. That's way more interesting. So this is the bucket baby spawn. These are all the tiny babies that you have seen previously, and they're starting to get bigger. Now these were the tiniest ones that I ended up keeping in this tank, but it is actually almost time to move them in their larger grow out tank with their siblings. On the other hand, this is where the larger ones are kind of hanging out. So this is the grow out setup right here. So you can see we've got a couple of reds, and we've got a pleco in there. Predominantly this spawn is a cellophane spawn, and I'm very, very curious to see if they remain cellophane. Back to these little guys, I actually realized I should probably film from this angle because you don't really get to realize how many there is. This is just the small group, not counting the larger group down there that I got to show you, but these guys, they're super cute, but there is a lot of them. So here is a closer look at the little tiny babies. There's still a big size variety, so you see the little tiny ones, bigger ones, but I'm surprised that there are actually not as many deformities that popped up in the previous spawn, which leads me to assume that maybe this pair that I chose was just genetically more viable, more just had better genetics, more healthier fish that I'm breeding, because mostly the only things that are imperfect is some guys got little nips already. So like this guy, for example, already got into a little altercation with one of the siblings, but I've been trying my best to remove the aggressors and move them, and if anybody needs to be jarred, then I'll definitely jar them. That being said, we do have 4 fish that we jarred that I am assuming predominantly will be males. Let me uncard them super quick so you can see them flare, but they are all cellophanes with some iridescence. I'm gonna uncard everybody right here. There we go. And they're pretty cute. Let's see, once they realize they can see each other. It's kind of hard to really see all of them, but they're growing up quite well. The water is yellow because I added some tannins, and they're in this smaller jar for now because I just jarred them yesterday, but I am gonna actually put them in a much larger 1 gallon jar each, so they can have more space while I grow them out before they end up being sold to their future homes. That's where they're kind of hanging out. And that one is making a poo. Uh-oh, we're having a poo happen. He's so cute though. So that's actually one of my favorites right there, and then my other favorite is this one. But that one's the one that's making a poo right now on camera. You guys are so cute, hanging out in their little tiny jars. Keep in mind though, this is temporary. So this is temporary housing. These were the most aggressive ones that were starting to fight their siblings. So for their safety, they had to get separated. And they will be here for a short while, preferably in larger grow out jars. And eventually they're gonna go to their new homes, and then I will decide which ones I will keep for future breeding. Keep in mind, when you jar bettas, you have to keep your fish room warm, or you have to jar the jars. You have to keep the jars warm individually, for example using heat tape or any other ways. But for me, my fish room is hot. You might also be wondering, Kasha, why do you have these guys in a tank with a filter, but the jars don't have a filter? Well, that is because I change the water in the jars every other day to make up for it. It's a pain in the butt, it's a lot of work, but that's what you gotta do to make up for it so that you can keep a nice, healthy, and clean environment for your jarred fish. You can definitely see these guys a lot better because I did put a black background behind this tank. It's just a temporary background. It's actually one of those backgrounds that you can buy at the fish store that actually have some plants in the back, but I flipped it and just ended up using the black portion. I need to clean my glass, my goodness. But this is what these guys are looking like. I actually haven't fed them yet, so they're not chunky and full of food yet, but I kind of wanted to film them before they get really chunky, just so we can see how they look like. No, do not focus on the yellow submarine. Focus on the baby bettas. But looking at these guys, Do you have any favorites so far? They're still quite young, and they haven't marbled. Well, some of them have, but not really much. And we have a lot of fish that kind of look the same, but I would really love to know if you're already starting to spot little favorites, because I'm actually starting to tell them apart a little bit now that they are getting a little bigger and they're starting to develop their different personalities, and visually they're starting to show some slight differences. So I do have a favorite. Right, you could actually see the most unique little baby that I have, and my camera will not focus. Why? Please focus on the cute little baby. So do you see that one? It's like really dark bodied, but the face is kind of piebald. I'm just curious to see what is going to happen, because this is going to be pretty interesting. Banana, which one is your favorite? Do you have a favorite? So fun fact, see, she'll check out the fish tanks, but she never actually, why do you look so judgmental? She never actually drinks out of the fish tank. Oh, you want to be petted, is that what you want? Yeah, you're so cute. This is such a random video, but it was a lot of fun to film, huh? Yes, it was. Okay, Banana, tell everyone bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.